Hi guys, welcome to the final session for this week. I hope you enjoyed this session so far. Keep in mind guys that from Monday we are going to start working every single day for 2 weeks to see how you guys like this part. We have from the data, like we said on the Wednesday, only non-farm payrolls coming today. So don't expect market to move much before that. But let's check what market done this week. If we start like always with the dollar index, we can see that market continued to move higher. Definitely that idea that the wave C is complete make more and more sense now, and definitely looking for higher levels. What we want to see next here would be 101.26. So let's say 101.20 is the next area that where I want to see the dollar index next. That would prove, technically speaking, that we are heading for a 5-leg move at least. So buying is the best option that we have. Of course, during the non-farm payroll, we may see some small pullbacks, but let's say for the next week, we can start thinking about a potential long plays. Just because, you know me, I'm not that keen on trading on Friday. Definitely, non-farm payroll is one of the events that can move the market. We didn't see much movement during the last couple of years, if you ask me. Like, it's not that big and strong impact like it used to be, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago. But still, maybe a small pullback. But from next week, I just want to look for a long place. So the same approach go for the Euro USD, where we are seeing that head and shoulders being breaking, and we are seeing a strong reaction towards the downside. So if you're just using Fibonacci expansion, measuring from one, comparing from the end of the wave, to looking for the 1618 to 200 would be that ideal area of a support for a short term. So 113.45 till 112.40 is the next area of a support. Until there, you can easily look for some small day trades. But even when I say a day trade, I really mean that you can trade just till here, but it doesn't mean that you can't focus on a lower level. Just because if you're right and we are done with that bullish action for this year, we can start even planning some swing trades, if you ask me. Just look for a deeper pullback, and we need to use that high at 118.22 as our key invalidation point at this moment. Pound continued to move lower. I'm just slightly relabeled this part as a completed wave 1, looking for 2, and that we are in the wave 3. But the idea is going to be the same, how we are going to measure. So from start to end of 1, projecting from the ending point of the wave 2, we just tested the equal X. So 1618 should be that ideal area of a support. But also, I believe even here 200 can work out because we have a support from here. So why not? Market is moving nicely this week. So let's see, like selling still the best option that we have. Only thing to consider here and in other pairs that we said, that maybe we won't see that deep pullbacks. Like maybe just because this week we didn't see any deep pullback. So from next week, if you want to day trade, try even the smaller pullbacks. But play safe. For the Aussie, I don't want to go, like I was thinking what's the best approach here, and I didn't like that idea of forcing that running flat or flat correction here. And since the move from the high starting to look impulsive, and this move look like what? Like some sort of ending diagonal, or better to say wedge. It's a better idea to go with the idea that the full move from here to here is just the wave 1, and then look for a deeper pullback next. This also better aligned with the euro and also aligned with other pairs. So why not? Like, focus for the next week, definitely 38.2 to 50%. And that's all, nothing special. Here, market is moving. So that's fine. We said that we had a decent amount of the rates coming this week. But like we said, we didn't see any change in the rates yet. Because summer, that's something that no one expecting, so pretty easy. Now, the only count I slightly changed because I didn't like to extend the wave 4 was the idea that we call the move from 147.92 all the way down to 135.42 as a complete wave A, and then look at this move as a potential wave B. This move still look ugly corrective if you ask me. So we are going to see how we are going to label this at the end, probably on Monday when we see the impact from NFP. But we should focus on higher levels here, at least a short term. So I'm not going to start looking for the sell anymore here. I want to start focusing more on the long side, but there are plenty of options in the market at the moment. Dollar yen still doing what we want. We found some resistance at the equal legs. Let's see the NFP and if this can end the wave 4, but not that keen on trying to trade it yet. Like, maybe if we see a decent drop down and a crack below, let's say 149. Maybe in that case I would look for a little bit of bearish momentum next week, but at the moment I'm not that keen on yen group in general. Euro yen done the move. Like, we've seen the test of the 23.6. I can't say it's a perfect correction yet, so that's why I'm labeling this as incomplete wave 4. And what I want to see here would be ideally another drop down, ideal to 38.2, and then look for a potential long. So for me here, the only opportunity that we can expect, or better to say, that we should take or look for, would be if we see a drop to 38.2 and from there try to plan something out. Because right now I don't see a good potential. Like, it would be a forcing if you go with the idea of we sell right now against the high. That's a force if you ask me, especially since dollar yen is not that clear. Gold, still nothing new. We are still stuck. We still need to go with the idea of either this being a complete triangle or we are in the C, and we are going to continue to hold a sideways momentum. I really want to see some movements here, since entire week the movements were bearish, but nothing special, nothing to suggest that we're still in the wave C and that everything will go up. Next week I want to see some bullish momentum, at least to see a clear of 333 before anything else. So maybe next week we can try to look for some long plays, but this week, like, I think it's too late. Silver, on the other hand, moved. We seen, like, we wanted to see a little bit of pullback. We didn't get a deeper pullback, that ideal pullback for us. We only got some shallow pullback, but market continued to move lower. And the more you look at this, the more it's going to tell you it's looking impulsive. So we want to continue to hold that idea that silver is done with the wave C, and we want to see a further push lower. In terms of trading, selling is the only thing I would chase here. Longs at this moment are not my priorities. Maybe in gold, yes, but in silver, not really. Also, we've seen a decent drop in copper this week, but it's more because of the tariffs from US. But here, I really like this pair. Crypto, still not that interesting. Like, we are failing to move higher, and with the new low that we created here, what we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So automatically, since we are looking at this as a wave 4, we need to look and expect at least one more drop down before market move higher. So I'm still okay with trying some long positions, not right now, but after we get that 7 swing move, because right now it's a more complex correction. So another drop down, and from there we can start focusing on the long positions. Everything else is going to be a waste of time. I expected, to be honest, like to see some bullish movements, but everything was a fake. Like, we couldn't break this part, we couldn't. It was just like a fake breakout, moved us slower, took some stops out, and we are heading up to try to fake a little bit more, looking so for another drop, and from there looking for the long. Like, in terms of short-term trading, I really think that Bitcoin is good option. Of course, after that 7 swing move, not right now, but after a 7 swing move. Ethereum, I done a little bit of count. Maybe if you check that my Twitter, you've seen it already, but I want to share it here. Like, we are counting this still as that potential triangle, and our ideal scenario will be that drop down, and from there we want to go long all in. I love that approach. Like, if that plays out, I really want to go all in here. We have the invalidation here, 404. So if market move higher, I don't want to waste my time and wait, let's say, for the next play. If that happen, there is more than a good chance that we already completed the wave B, and this is 1, the pullback in 2, and that we are already in the wave 3. But whichever count plays out, we'll have a room to, in my opinion, make some profit here. So if we crack the invalidation for the primary count, we want to look for the pullback place. Just in that case, the pullback, when I say pullback, mean some shallow pullback. You don't want to wait for a market to return to, let's say, 2000 before you can go long. You just look for a smaller pullbacks and start looking for the buying opportunities. And maybe, at least for me, I would prefer the primary count to work out, just because I want to hold it a long term. And of course, it's better to buy at the cheaper price compared to buying at higher prices. But if we are already in the wave 3, it would be in the middle. And for me to try to make some profit till the end of the wave 3, I wouldn't hold it for that long. I would most probably look more for a day trades there. Like, I would rather try 50 to 100 day trades long compared to idea if market drop down, I would just buy and hold. That's a difference. And in my opinion, since we are close to that invalidation, we don't need to worry much. Whichever count plays out, we know what we need to do. And that's why I like Ethereum really much. Compared to the, let's say, Bitcoin, where at the moment, I don't see that opportunity that we just hold it. For me, I want to trade it, but only as a day trade. So after 7 swings, looking for a day trade. Even if I say hold it, I would call it for 15 days, 20 days. I wouldn't waste my time and energy of holding it for a year, because maybe it's going to work, maybe it won't. Like, of course, it's same for everything, but here the odds are much better, of course, if we drop it down to 2000. Definitely that would be interesting for everybody, and we can start looking to build a decent position. And if we go and break this up, we can just use and focus. Let's say like here you have some flag formation. Let me throw that for you guys. Change the color and make it a little bit larger, like here. If we break this, I would look for this kind of a setups and look for a breakout place, or look for some triangle, something easy to remember. I wouldn't need to wait for market to return much lower before I can look for a potential long position. In terms of a short place, at the moment I'm not that keen on any short place, just because both scenarios right now make sense. You can fit both of them to align with all the rules, so why waste time? It's better to get that confirmation from the price action. I don't think we will get that today or tomorrow, but soon, maybe a week, 2, we will know if market is done with the D and we are moving lower in the E. And if that's the case, then we can trade at E towards the downside. But right now, I'm not that interested in looking for a place here. I hope you enjoyed this session, guys. Keep in mind, we are working on the side. Servers are still under the like, we are backing up everything at the moment. Like, it's taking much longer than I really expecting, despite none of the sites are working. We will try to have everything ready for tomorrow, maximum Monday. But we will have a sessions here in any case on the YouTube, so feel free to just follow on the YouTube and you'll always know when we have a session. Have the great weekend, guys, and I'll see you all on Monday. Keep in mind, we are working every single day starting from Monday for the next 2 weeks to see what do you guys think. Take care, guys, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.